process of housing finance reform is not beginning today. It began in the fall of 2008. The first step in reform, the necessary critical step, was the action taken to place Fannie and Freddie into conservatorship. That step, which was taken by a Republican president with authority from the Congress, was essential to break the model that helped produce this crisis. Without that action, and this is very important to recognize, house prices would have fallen even further and the recession would have been dramatically worse. Another myth is that by taking time to get reform right, taxpayers are being exposed to even greater losses in Fannie and Freddie. That is not true. The losses that Fannie and Freddie face right now are the result of mistakes made in the years leading up to the crisis. They're the result of loans purchased and guaranteed in the years before the crisis. They are not the consequence of actions taken by the GSEs since 2008. There is nothing we can do to decrease the significant losses Fannie and Freddie incurred ahead of the crisis. All we can do is minimize the risk that they get worse. And the FHFA and the boards of those two entities have acted to raise underwriting standards so that new loans guaranteed since the end of 2008 have lower risk and higher credit quality, and that the fees charged for the guarantees they provide adequate income to cover future losses. And finally, it's important to note, as Barney Frank has said, that reform is more than just designing an elegant funeral for Fannie and Freddie. It requires a much broader reassessment of how much support the government should provide for housing finance. The failures that produced this crisis, that produced the system we have today, were bipartisan, and the solutions must be as well. This is a test for Washington. The stakes are very high. For many Americans, their home is their largest financial asset, and the housing industry supports millions of jobs.